So we have Mr. Baikal here. He is our model for today. He's going to show us how we groom our Cavaliers to keep their coats nice and healthy. And we start off with a comb, a basic comb, and we just brush it out to identify any areas that might need some work done, a tangle or a mat. He doesn't have any matting, but I saw he has a little tangle that he did probably when he had a little itch. So I just like to brush it out and see if he has anything that I should be working on. If your Cavalier has any sorts of tangles, you absolutely do not want to brush them on a dry coat. You want to brush them on a wet coat. It's much easier for the knots and tangles to come out, and it's less painful for them. So always do this on a wet coat. Never tug. Don't cause your dog any pain. This is a basic at-home grooming video that anybody can repeat. I am not a groomer, but I constantly get asked, where do I groom my Cavaliers? Why do their coats look so good? So this is for you if you really want to groom your Cavalier at home and get compliments. Besides giving them a healthy coat and healthy appearance, I like to take out the dead coat that otherwise would end up on your furniture, in your car, just on your clothes. So we really want to focus on taking all of that loose hair out that he doesn't need, and show you a super nice tool that you can use to get all that out of him and be left with a smooth, silky, shiny coat that would have otherwise been all over your house. A little tangle right here, and I know I could take it out with my comb, but just remember that areas like this are very sensitive, so you have to be extremely gentle. His isn't a big tangle, but I do want to show you what you can do. Is you take thinning shears and you go like this once, and then you take it out, and look at this, it comes out much easier. You still got to be careful, but it comes out. And he doesn't have a blob cut out here where it's short. It's evened out, and you can't even see the cut. You want to go behind the ears and really make sure there's no knots or anything of that sort. Once you get the hang of grooming at home, it'll really be very quickly. You won't have to spend so much time on it. You just know the areas that you need to target, the problematic areas, and go for it. When your dog doesn't have any tangles, by all means brush them 2 to 3 times a week. It'll take you 5 minutes, no more. Once you have your dog all brushed out, it's time to blow dry. I'm going to go over some of the details that you need to know about blow drying. To use a snood for this. By the time I get to his ears, he's already sort of used to the loud sound, and I can take it off and he'll do great. You don't want to blow dry against the growth. You want to blow dry with the growth, and that way his coat will be smooth and silky. If you blow dry against the coat, then he will be frizzy and puffy and just not that Cavalier look. This is where your pin brush will come in. This is a basic brush that has very soft pins, and when you blow dry, you just help yourself by brushing the coat out, and it'll dry much quicker. You can use your comb again. I switch back and forth, and it really helps me. This is for large areas, the back, the sides, and this is for detailed areas. Under the legs, the ears, on his chest, just for smaller, more detailed work.
If your Cavalier gets nervous when air enters his ears, cover the ear with a cotton pad.
Once you are done with your blow drying, you want to go in with a brush to thoroughly make sure that there's no tangles left. You want to focus on those problematic areas, which are behind the ears, under the armpits, and his skirt down here. I'm going to go in and clean his ears from any residue. After cleaning his ears, you want to make sure that his ears get completely dry. You can blow dry them out, but you absolutely need to make sure that they're bone dry. You don't want any moisture retained, because that can give him ear infections. Yeast loves that kind of environment. So now we're going to do some detail work. This includes cleaning his ear canal from hair. We're going to trim his nails, and we're going to clean his pads. You ready? Prepping the ear looks like this. First of all, you should have a good grip of your dog so he doesn't move and harm himself. Gently grab his ear hair here and open his ear canal ever so gently. Trim around it. Take your shears and hold him very gently. Trimming his ears like this will really help with any moisture that is retained in the ear, and his ear will dry faster, and bacteria doesn't have the opportunity to thrive here. So I like to clean them out and let the ears just breathe. Do not go deep inside. Do not try and get all those hairs out. You're going to hurt your dog. Some dogs are afraid of the buzz on the clipper, so if your dog doesn't do well, stick to the shears. Hold your dog's head firmly and gently go in. What I love about this clipper is you can take this attachment off, put on the Dremel, and do his nails. For the nails, you want to take his hair and expose the nails like this, as much as you can. To trim his paw pads, we're going to take this Dremel off and attach this clipper back to it. This won't hurt him at all, like zero. Fold all the fur you don't want to trim like this. Go in and shave his pads. And there you have it. Nice clean foot. Other tools that I really like using are slicker brushes. This slicker brush you can use for detail work. It makes the coat really airy and just beautiful. This can scratch, so you don't want to use it on his back or on somewhere it could scratch. This slicker brush has pins on it and it does not scratch, so you can actually use it for his entire body. So it takes the coat from looking like this to this. It puts the air into their coat and it just makes it so nice. I really don't like when Cavaliers have ununiformed ears that look like this. Take your dog's ear, take your hand and glide it down perpendicular to the ground. All of this, just slightly trim it off. It'll give your Cavalier a much neater, put together look. You can go in with your thinning shears to blend it in. Some other detailing work that you can do is frame his face by taking out any long hairs on his face. This will give his head some shape. Fold his ear back. Take any hair away from his face and identify the area you want to work with. So ruffle them up a little bit. You can use your hand or you can use your comb. And you only want to use thinning shears. Absolutely do not use these shears. It'll give you a very choppy look. And now we go in and just take them out of his face. Always let go. Fix his hair. Step back to take a look. You don't want to do too much. That's a pretty boy. That's a pretty boy. And then come back and do the other side. I don't cut off any whiskers. I love their whiskers. You can also lift your dog's head and work on this area to clean it up as well. Work in small areas at a time. Don't work in large areas, and always step back and look at your dog. You don't want to cut too much off and then be like, whoa, I messed up. So always do small bits at a time and use thinning shears only. This is just a light dematting tool, and I've also found this to work great on removing any dead coat that you can find on your dogs. It took me like 6 strokes to get all this dead coat out that would eventually be in my car, on my clothes, or on my furniture. This is called a stripping knife, one of my favorite tools that you can use to get all of that dead coat out. The more you brush, the more comes out. It just never ends. Honestly, it may seem like a lot of tools, but when you really get down to grooming, they'll all make sense. All of these tools will make sense.